Oh, by heck, it's warm. Hey up, fisher them. How they doing? I'm trying to ditch the hey up YouTube bit and change it a little bit. I think now I've reached the point where I think we need to be a little bit more personal. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're back out again. Proper impromptu session. I'm out with Danny from UKC Fishing with Big Dan, and I'm out with Jonathan from Little and Large Fishing, who's normally on TikTok but is currently banned for abusing the French, apparently. Yeah, there's a setup time lapse. I don't know if I'm going to get to show you at rigs. It depends when I bring them in, if there's still sunlight or if it's still filmable. And I'm out fishing for bass. I'm looking for bass and I'm targeting bass. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Literally where I've just cast, all the swells God know. It's like it. I don't know. Anyway, I'll roll the intro. And welcome to One Man and His Rod. Fish along with me is how it goes. I'll see you in a sec. So yeah, as I said, a proper impromptu session. Literally, I sat at home, just finished the last mouthful of my dinner, made some really nice homemade burgers with some homemade brioche buns and some homemade quick pickles and a few bits and bats, you know. As you do when you've cancelled your fishing plans for the day. I was meant to be going out with Marcus this morning up to Skinning Grove, Skinning something or other in North Yorkshire. But the weather forecast gave out thunderstorms for up and down the coast, so we cancelled that. And I was quite happily, I've run around with kids and sort of cooking and cleaning, and had a bit of time on a new computer game, and yeah. And I'd sat down, had my dinner, and was all prepared to chill out on the sofa with the kids and watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Dan puts a message up, he's been pumping down Mablethorpe. Got a big bucket of worm. And I thought, you know what, I'll be cheeky and I'll ask him, can he spare any for me? Now this is this is at about 6 o'clock with an 11 o'clock high tide. He replies back straight away, yeah, no problem. Car was still packed. I hadn't even got around to emptying the car. The car was still packed from meant to be going with Marcus. Literally, boots on, bait out at freezer, a little bit of frozen, because I didn't want to take, you know, I don't like taking the mick. I wasn't going to take loads of worm, so I bought a bit of frozen bait with me, a bit of the match packs from Hookers, a bit of bloody squid. I've left the crab at home. I thought I had some bluey because I was tempted to stick one out for a ray, but there's no bluey in my box, so I'm guessing I've used it all. I guess I've run out of bluey. So I've got some match packs, some squid and sand deal on, and a couple of worms on a boom rig that Jonathan, I've never fished with a boom rig before. Jonathan says, do you want one? I'll make you one. So he's made me a boom rig. So I stuck that out. They're both in close, they're both behind the surf, and literally as soon as I cast out, the surf has dropped off. Couldn't write it, but we'll persevere. Hopefully it'll pick back up. It was forecast to be windy, it was forecast to be stormy, it was forecast to be horrible, and it's gorgeous and it's warm. I'm going to do some ambient in a minute before the sun sets. I'm going to shut my trap and point you at the rods and the sea, and we'll get some nice footage before the sun sets. There is going to be a lot of twitching on the rods because the rods are in the surf, because like I said, I'm targeting bass. One of the key things to remember if you're targeting bass is don't cast over them. Bass come in really, really close. You know, I've stuck one in the waves, and I've stuck one just behind the breakers, and the breakers are maybe 20-30 yards out. And I've put a 3-hook, it's clipped down, but I've used it as a flapper, a 3-hook flapper rig on, and then I've put the boom rig on that Jonathan's just brought me down, and that's got 2 O's on it, he says. It's got a 2-O bait holder from what looks like a Sakuma bait holder, and a 2-O up tied on. But to be honest, I've just stuck worms on them both. I'll probably change it up later on. I'll try some squid and things, but it was just first cast, wanted to get out, wanted to get in the surf, wanted to get bait in the water, want to make the most of being here. It's a long drive for me. Like I say, he stuck the message up at 6 about the worm. He replied back straight away. I literally got straight in the car. It's about an hour and 45-minute drive for me to get here now, having moved more central. So anyway, I'll stop waffling and I'll put you on the rods and we'll have a fish along. One last thing I want to mention, I promise, one last thing. I am going to start, one of the things that everybody's asked me for the longest of times is, Russ, can you produce the full unedited videos? The answer to that is yes, with a few caveats. Sometimes there's things I have to take out, private conversations, phone calls, people that don't want to be on film. But generally speaking, the answer to that is yes. The reason I've not done it before, I forgot how much you get swarmed by little spiders down here, is it's so time consuming to do. So what I've done previous to now is I've stuck them on another channel out the way, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on this channel. Now yes, it's cheeky, but they are really, I mean, it takes me a full day to edit, render and upload a one piece sort of 3-4 hour video. I'm going to put them in the members only section. Now you can sign up to be a member for as little as $1.99. It helps me out, it helps recover some of the costs, some of the loss, some of the time it takes to get these videos up. So forgive me for being cheeky. They're there if you want. If you're not bothered, don't be a member. It's that simple. At the moment there's nothing on there, so don't worry about doing it yet, but I think this one and the last one where I was fishing at Kilnsea, I've still got all the footage from, so they will go up on there, and I won't shut down One Man and His Rod Raw, but the videos that are on there will also be downloaded and moved across, but they'll remain on that channel. But there'll be nothing more going on One Man and His Rod Raw. It will all go on standard One Man and His Rod, but it will be for members only. And like I said, there's that basic $1.99 membership. It just is genuinely to help me out, and you know, there's no obligation, no nothing. There's no long-term contracts. There's no nothing. You pay $1.99, watch them all, and don't renew. It's that simple. Just be aware that you do cancel your subscription. Right. That's being said, that's all I want to say. I'm not begging, I'm not asking, I'm just saying it's there if you want it. We'll put you on the rods and we'll move the camera around to the side of the rods slightly. I think I've just had a bite. Think I've just missed a bite. Hopefully it's a bass and it was the initial strike. We'll check it out in a minute. I'm not gonna preempt it. There is 2 hooks on there. Yeah, I think we're on. So I'll turn you around. We'll set the camera up on the rods. Oh. Let's get you in position. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. Happy days. Right, I'm going to save that bit of footage and set the camera going again. Oh yes. I'm pretty safe. I'm going to have to go in front of the rods, I think. Watch them rods for me, will you? Hopefully you'll be able to see something into dark. Got them all charged, so hopefully there'll be enough light to make it worthwhile. Although I don't know actually if I've got any of my adapters. I hope you're still watching them rods for me. I think we might have to have a look, see if there's crabs there. By the way, the bite that I thought I saw, the rod that I thought I saw the bite on was the left-hand rod. The one closest to you, the green rod, the 10. It's going to screw down tight enough to even grip on. I'm going to have to let it in. Well, I think that might just about do it. Obviously I'm rattling the rods about at the moment. No, I think that does look bitey. Might have to have a look at that. It is in the waves, so you do have to be sure. That one. It might have a bite from it. But I don't know how sensitive these boom rigs are. Let's get the disco lights out as well, eh? I've not had these out for a while. A lot of yous, I always get asked when these things go on, where do you get them from? What are they? They are Rig Shark tip lights. I'll put a link in the description, in the video description, to the website. These are the smart tip lights. Give you a quick demo. If I can hold it still enough. So it goes on your rod, and it stays green. Theoretically, when it moves with a bite, it starts to flash. I say 3 theoretically because they're very sensitive. And I think I lent Marcus my other rechargeable battery. I was just going to say, and I don't think I've got another one, but I've got a disposable one there, so that'll do. Yeah. Sorry, you've probably just been watching them flashing away and we gob for 5 minutes. They sell rechargeable batteries, battery chargers, everything for these, and they come in 2 sizes for your thin tip and your thick tip rods. I think we're going to have a look at that green one. Can't resist the urge. Let's have a look. definitely fed some crabs. Both my hooks are stripped bare. In fact, while there's some sunlight, I'll show you this boom rig. The only adaptation I think I could have made to it, I may have put some float beads on the traces. But like I said, I'll show you, it's simple. It really is simple. So I don't know how well it's going to show. Turn the lights on. See what shows up, eh? So you've got your main line attachment point coming down. Now this one's about 5 foot, coming down to a boom. Now this is what makes it a boom rig. This is a boom. You've got sort of crimps and beads either side of a boom, leading out to, I don't know, what's that? About a 2.5, 3 foot trace with a 2-0 hook on the end. You see how shiny clean that hook is? That had a worm on it when I sent it. And what you've then got further down the rig, sorry, I'll finish showing you the rig. So below the reach of that first hook length, you've then got another boom coming out quite close to the lead, probably only half a foot from the lead, if that, with another boom, as you can see, another 3 foot. But what should happen is the boom should keep this snood away from the lead. So, but we'll rebait it and resend it. The other one, like I say, is a 3-up clip down that you've seen no end of time. These worms are monsters. So, that Danny came and got. But he's local down here, he knows where to go and where they are. He's your local snake charmer. See, if they weren't so big, I'd back them with a piece of squid. But they're so big that I'll make the bait too big if I put a piece of squid on it. So we will persevere, but we've definitely fed some crabs. Hooks are shiny and clean. Might have to wait for the water to get a bit deeper to avoid them a little bit. But we'll try again, we'll send again, put the tip light on, and you can see that I put it on before it starts. I'll try and show you if I can get the rod tip low enough without standing on the lead and the worm and everything. The other thing that I like about the Rig Sharks, and that's the attachment, it's easy clip on and off. There's nothing mounted to your rod. It's just what I really like about them. It goes that way so the light points out towards the sea, and it's just a clip. It's great, foam line clip. Obviously don't clip your line, and it just goes around the rod tip, clips on, and away it goes. So far I've not had the size, it's not small, and it's not interfered with any, so I've not had any issues with them casting so far, and I've been using this almost a year now. No, probably 10 months. Back out again. The other one's got slightly harder bait on, so I shan't worry about that one so much yet. Shoulder in frame for you, and away we go again. Bites, it might be smaller, so move around to the side. I'll come sit with you. That's better, I can see my rod tips a bit better now, see if they move. Yeah, this session was so impromptu. I ain't got tea, I ain't got water, I ain't got food, nothing. That would just, well, yeah, that's tide noise, that one. I am fishing with mono on both lines. I am using the fixed spools. It's probably why my casts look like they're really long. I'm releasing too high in the cast, so I'm going very, very up and down. But for what I'm fishing for today, or for what I'm hoping for, that isn't a bad thing. I don't want to be far out. So there'll be no. Well, my intention is for no massive casting today. We'll see. It does worry me that the sea is flattening off a little bit. Oh, no, that was not tide noise. But I bet whatever it was I've missed. No, I haven't. That's it, guys, we're off the mark with a flatty. I've not checked what it is yet. I'll have a look in a minute. Saw the bite, saw the take, unhooked. We are a flounder. Once again, a flounder with orange spots on, but a flounder nonetheless. There we go. Not a specimen fish, not a big fish, but we're off the mark. think I've been seeing bites on both rods, so we're going to check them. But I've just been given some peelers, so it'd be rude not to. The smooth hands are here. It'd be rude not to have a go for one, wouldn't it? And we're going to put it on this one, I think. Yeah, I'm going with the up and over. It's what was really did it for me at Kilnsea last weekend. So we'll go with the up and over again. The Pennell rig. If I can get it out. Be a good start. Probably a good idea to put my head torch on, to be fair. By the way, head torches. I've got a review coming next week. I've been asking Olight for ages if they'll do a head torch with a red light on. And not only I've been asking them, obviously. There's been a fair few fishermen said, you know, red light for fishing is great because you don't end up with faces full of insects. This rig's a right mess. Really should put my head torch on it, really help. Don't even know what's going on here. So right, carry on, there we go. Got it off the winder anyway. Get some light on this affair. So yeah, long time viewers of the channel will know that I've been partnered with Olight for quite some time now, and I've been wearing their Perrin 2 headlight for ages. They've just brought out a smaller version. I'll have to check the stats, and I'll check the stats for the video that I do the review on. It'll be out next week. They brought out a smaller version that I think is the same power as this one. But it's got red light. It's got a red bulb in it. It's got red LED, whatever it is. So I'll know more once I've actually got it. Very good, Olight. They'll send you all the blurb you need. I tried to get one to give away, as you know I always do. If the company sends me anything, I try and get one to give away as well, but I couldn't. But there will be links, there will be affiliate links. I will get a little bit of thank you from Olight if you do use my links. But yeah, what am I after? Peeler crab. Dear me. Peeler crab, bit elastic, and we're on the hounds now. Well, we're on the hounds and the bass, so I'm still happy that I'm targeting what I came for. The other thing that I'm targeting that I didn't actually mention earlier is Dover sole, and it's just because I always forget, because you know, you either catch them or they're either there or you're not, or they're not. Oh, that was a bite. Come on, give me another one. I need to bring you in anyway. Give me another one. Put some fresh worm on it anyway. Look at the ones we had at Kilnsea. Oh, that one had me around the houses for a little bit. Nice starry. Taken on peeler. Stop a bit, let me get the hook out. There we go. I think we'll go get a weight on this. I've not brought a bag. but we'll go get a weight on this. But I'm going to put it at about £7. I'll be back. I'll release it down there and I'll be back, because it's important to go back. I'll cut round all this. But let me get another crab bait out and then I'll come back to you. Now this is cold, it's breaking down a lot easier. One's going to be a big spot on the up because it's melted, it's broken up. Where's the rig? But that was in the water, what, 5-10 minutes? If they're there, and they don't hang about. I'm just going to back this onto the crab that's already on the hook because it's so squishy. Not ideally what I would do, because it means I'm going to have a lot of elastic to take off at some point. Where's my elastic? Have I lost it? Oh, this is what you end up fighting with when your crabs defrost. We'll get some fresh goo on the hook. Silicons come off the back of this hook again. See if it'll go back on, if it won't. I'll just have to put some more elastic on. Yeah, my hands are too slimy. And now I've lost the end of this elastic. Have I got a third one? Doesn't look like it. It is a bit annoying, so it's the forecast was for bass weather. As I was just saying to Jonathan then, we've all come kitted for bass. And the weather's completely different from what was forecast. Maybe. Might have to have a look at the worm rig first. Yeah, need to have a look at that one. Oh. one of the targets achieved. Seems weird to say that smooth down wasn't the target achieved. Nice, nearly lost. You know, you're making matters worse for yourself. You make matters a lot worse for yourself now. Oh, for God's sake. Well, I did have a double shot when I reeled it in. I lost one in the surf, I saw it come off. And now we've got a very sandy. I was hoping to show you how much I like this fish, how pretty it is, but alas, it's decided to cover itself in sand. But there we go. A Dover sole. Oh, calm down. And it is 32 centimetres. So we'll get it back. I don't think that's legal size, and even if it is, it's not big enough to eat anyway. Just thought I'll bring you back for a quick chat. It's been all go down here tonight. I'm on 3 species. I've only been fishing a couple of hours. So I'm really happy with that. Little bit gutted that Dover wasn't big enough to come home with me. Really good eating fish. Don't take them if you catch them in an estuary. But when you catch them in open water, in good, open clean water like this, really worth a try if you've not had one before. So I've just sent. I wasn't going to send the up and over back out with the last crab on it, but Jonathan's just pulled another smoothie, and so I thought, I'll bugger it. I'll use that last crab, and then I'll go back to looking for the bass and dovers, because I am trying to justify this trip with some fish for the table. It's a long way to come, and it's a long way to come for sport fishing. And I know not everybody out there that watches my videos likes to take fish, does eat fish. A lot of people disagree with it and think it should just be a sport. And I say live and let live, you know. But the reason I started sea fishing was to learn to put food on the table if the proverbial crap hits the fan. Plus, I mean, let's face it, fish is very quickly, or decent fish, like bass, like sole, a raise if I could find one. In terms of fish for the table, they're becoming a luxury fish. The size of bass that we catch on the coast, the size requirement for taking them home, even at the requirement, to buy one of those in the supermarket is far beyond the financial capabilities that I have. I can't decide whether the worm rig's got a bite on it or not. Don't think it has. So whilst you may or may not agree with it, I will admit, I will hold my hand up, so I did make a bit of an error in filming over winter with some of the cod that I caught, that I kept, with terms of sort of not showing the dispatch and things like that. But anyway, errors were made, and you know, I endeavour not to show that kind of thing, and apologies if I did upset or offend anybody by showing anything like that. Going forward, I shan't mention whether I dispatch, keep or not, or at least I'll try not to. Can't decide whether that's a bite. But I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I've just been down sort of gillying for Jonathan for a couple of the smoothies. I could see one was really playing him, and he was ever so slightly bullying it, running the risk of losing it as it came into the shallow water. When it comes to smoothies, even a 6, 7, 8 pound one, if you don't want to lose it, sometimes you've got to let it run. I picked the fish up, went to take the hook out, and the hook just fell out. So it was that close to being lost in the surf. No, I don't think I've missed a bite on that. But yeah, I was quite happily prepared for this to be a long session. But I'm also now quite happily prepared for it to be a short session. I had honestly and humbly forgotten that how fast the sea goes out at places like Mablethorpe. Once the tide turns, which it already has, it's gone in a matter of an hour or two. Well, a matter of 2 or 3, really. At least where we are on Mablethorpe, we're literally right on the front. I'm in front of the beach huts. Oh yeah, that's a bite on the red rod. And now it's raining, which is actually quite refreshing. Is the red rod the worm rod? I can't remember anymore. I think it is. I'm going to reel it in and have a look. It only looked like a flashy bite, but with any luck it'll be a Dover. Right guys, make sure you're still filming. You are. Right guys, I'm going to call it a night. The bass may or may not have just turned up, but either way, it's a long way on for me. I'm really happy with what I've had. 3 species in what I've been fishing. Maybe 5 hours. What time are we on? 12:30. Coming up to 5 hours. 4.5, 5 hours. I'm really chuffed with that. Really happy with that. I have a feeling there's a weather front rolling in. I've just spoken to the missus, and she just says there's been a storm raging in West Yorkshire for the last 3 or 4 hours. And the wind means it will carry it over here. So as per usual, if there's anything on this last cast, or if I get a load of bass and decide I'm going to keep fishing, there'll be a picture. If there isn't, as always, stay safe, tight lines, and I'll see you later.